There we go. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody yoga class today. In this next 1 hour session, we are going to be doing a full body scan, working with mobility, stabilization, breathing, meditation, strength, you name it, we're going to fit it into this class today. I like to call it the yoga buffet. There's going to be a little bit of everything for you to pick and choose from. For us to get started, let's go ahead and find ourselves in any seated position. So as you begin to get comfortable in a seated position, you could be in a chair, on the floor. I recommend putting something under your hips, like a yoga block, a blanket, or even a pillow, and give your hips just a little bit of cushioning. Plus, this little bit of elevation on the hips can help you have a better posture sometimes. So as we come into any easy seated position for your body today, remember, you can cross the legs. This is very traditional. In fact, the pose Sukhasana, easy seated, is referring to this expression. But you could put one leg out in front or stretch your legs out in any way. No matter where you choose to anchor in your hips and in your seat, turn those palms up. Let's place the left palm inside of the right palm, and then let the hands come down into your lap. We're keeping our shoulders rolled down and back as we lengthen through the spine. Think about balancing a book on your class in, an old school Amy Vanderbilt type etiquette class. And then we're going to lose the etiquette. You're going to drop your chin so that that book would topple off the top of your head. We want the chin to come down. That can help to stretch the back of the neck, helping to open the place in the base of your skull, occipital lobe area, relieving possibly any tension or stress that might build up there. And that tension or stress can sometimes radiate into your jaw and your neck. So we just want to keep that chin gently down without bearing the chin down. From wherever you are, start tuning into the breath in the back of the lungs. Let's breathe down into the low back, inhaling through the nose. Breathe into your middle back. Breathe up under the armpits and under the shoulder blades. Maybe even feel the chest come up a little bit. And as we exhale, we relax our shoulders and then relax your lower back and belly. Inhaling in through the nose as much as possible, through the low back, the middle back, and under the shoulders. Exhale, maybe exhaling as if you're going to say ha, but keeping the lips together with that ha breath. And this will begin to create almost like the sound of the ocean. When you hold a seashell up to your ear, it'll be this hollow, airy, audible breath when you exhale. Inhaling low back, middle back, under the shoulders, through the nose. Lips are together with that ha breath. You may want to begin to count, rhythmically shaping each inhale and each exhale, counting 1, 2, 3. Lips are touching lightly, and then exhale, 3, 2, 1. Let's practice this for just the next quiet 5 to 7 breaths. From wherever we are with our breaths, let's take our palms out to the sides, turn them over on top of your kneecaps. Inhale, come forward. Pull the ribs up and open your throat into a seated cow expression. You might even feel that your pelvis is pushing or tilting up and back. The ribs pull forward and up while the throat and neck begin to stretch. As you exhale with that ha breath, lips together, pull back, straighten the arms out over your knees and round the spine as if you're trying to reach towards the floor, but the heart keeps pulling back behind you. You're creating a big rounding shape in your back. On the inhale, hold on to those knees, bend the elbows, come forward, lift through your head and neck. On the exhale, round the spine, straighten out the arms and open behind the heart. Inhaling, coming forward, shifting through the hips, pulling up through the ribs, opening the throat. Exhaling back, letting the shoulders come in and round just slightly, cradling the energy in your chest. Inhale, coming forward, open the heart, pull the ribs up. Exhale, take it back. Let's add in that ha breath and open the mouth. Exhale as if you're fogging a mirror and give the breath a little more voice. Ha, ha breath. Two more. Inhaling forward, really rocking through those hips and belly. Exhaling back. Making that exhale audible when you say that ha sound. We can stimulate the gut and possibly flush out stress hormones. Let's come to center with this. Inhaling the arms, fly them overhead, reach back and up. Press the palms in towards each other for a moment. From here, turn the palms forward, then pull back and up with your elbows. Big backstroke movement. Let's try that a few more times. Inhaling, we sweep up with the arms, palms in, and then exhale, palms forward, and pull the elbows back. Allowing the head to maybe follow the movement of the arms. As we inhale, we can look up. And then exhale, bring the gaze forward and down to the chin, to the chest. Inhale, sweep it back and up. And then exhale, back and around, chin to chest. Let's do maybe two more of these. Try to pace it. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, palms forward. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. One more, pacing the breath. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, palms forward from the elbow. Exhale. When you're ready, let's just take just your right arm straight up, palm forward, sweep it back and twist towards the right, setting the right hand down on the floor behind you. Bring the left hand over to your right knee. And maybe we just push a little bit with that left hand on the right knee to encourage a little more rotation through the trunk of the body. Twisting poses can be very powerful with very little effort. So as we maybe invest a little more effort into this, just continuing to think about how the spine is responding to it. If there's any pain or any pinching or fiery sensations, we may want to come out of that twist a little bit. When you're ready, take that left arm straight up. Let's sweep the left arm back behind us. Take the right arm across to the left knee, setting that left hand down behind us. We can even lean back into that hand if it's comfortable. So first, maybe there's little to no effort. Again, still very powerful, flushing out toxins from the body. Maybe we press with our right hand into the left knee, just giving a little bit more of a hug and a squeeze to the internal organs and spine. Continuing to sit tall, noticing the breath gets a little shallow here, especially as we're compressing the ribs and the lower organs. One more inhale, exhale. Let's bring it straight to center. Going forward and back just a couple more times, neutralizing the spine. Inhaling forward, elbows bent, pull up through the ribs and look up. Exhale, ha breath, curl the spine. Ha. Just one more to neutralize the spine. Inhale forward, ribs up, gaze up, exhale back. Ha. From here, let's find a more neutral position with the body. Go ahead and take the knees out from any cross-legged position and set them out in front of you, knees bent with the feet out in front of the body. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways in case this might give a little more physical instruction for you to see what's going on. You can have your hands down right beside your hips, fingertips forward, maybe a flat palm. You could even turn the fingers out sideways from the hips. Just try to avoid turning your fingers back. This can overstretch or damage some of the tissues in your shoulder and chest. So either fingertips forward or a little bit out to the side. And it can be a flat palm, a fist, or fingertip light. From here, lean back just a tiny bit. Let those knees sway maybe halfway to the left and then halfway to the right. Ever so gently checking in with the sensations in the hips that move up into your low back. If you want to maybe experiment with this a little more, you could make that twist a little bigger. And we could even come back onto the elbows if this is comfortable for you. So staying upright usually means there's less chance of dizziness or irritation to the blood pressure, but you are more than welcome to experiment with coming down to your elbows, moving nice and slow so that the blood pressure stays happy. Exhale on the twist. Inhale through center. Exhale on the twist. Inhale, center. One more to each side. Take your time to feel that the movement is evened up for your body. Let's let those knees go all the way over to one side, and then we'll come down into a side lying position just for a moment, allowing again the spine, the blood pressure to neutralize. When it feels right for you, roll onto your back. Let's hug both knees in towards the chest, seeing that the knees are at the distance of the pelvis bones. So if you find where your fleshy hip is, the outside of the knees are in line with the hips. From here, let's bring our hands behind both knees, and we'll allow the body to sway a little more from the supine position. Now that we have the feet up and the knees up, this twist and this sway is really going to target more of the low and the middle back. You might even feel that rocking all the way up into the shoulder blades. It's okay to let your shoulders peel off the ground a little bit. Let's try it just a few more times to each side. When you're ready, come to a still point. Let's extend the legs straight up to the sky and go ahead and roll out the ankles. We could even point and flex the feet, getting a nice stretch through the backs of the ankles, Achilles tendon region. From here, let's slowly bring the left knee in towards the chest and bend that right knee, setting the right foot down on the ground. Pulling that left knee in towards the chest. You have the option to keep holding on with your left hand behind that left knee, and maybe take the right hand behind your neck and head. On an exhale, we may want to simply contract the abdominal muscles, feeling as if the ribs pull in and down towards the hips, or maybe lift the head, adding in just a little bit more sensation to that core contraction. From here, let's slowly relax the head and the neck, lowering down the left leg. Taking our right knee into the chest, both hands behind that right knee. So letting go of maybe any thought or intention that these are abdominal crunches or these are stomach exercises. Instead, considering the intention behind this in yoga, this is a deep abdominal contraction used to flush out stress hormones and also helping to improve metabolism, digestion, and elimination processes. So think of it more as a spa treatment, not to get in shape. Let's bring our left hand behind the head and the neck, holding on behind that right knee, holding it here with the knee tucked in tight. We might want to exhale and just contract really strong. The ribs pull down and in towards the hips. And then as an added contraction or an added flushing through the gut, maybe we lift our head, supporting the head and the neck with that left hand. One more exhale, squeeze, and now slowly release the head, and let's release that leg down. Both knees are bent, both feet down on the floor. Let's take our hands down beside our hips, palms down. Inhaling, pressing straight down into our feet, lifting the tailbone off the floor into bridge pose. Exhale, lower the hips, slowly rest the tailbone. Find the inhale. On that in-breath, pull the hips up again. And on the exhale, slowly lower down. We're keeping this rhythm. Match it to your own personal inhales and exhales. We can simply follow any organic pattern the breath has, or we can again count and shape the breath. So maybe as we inhale, we move with that rhythm of 1, 2, 3, and then we exhale 3, 2, 1. Once you've seen the movement, you're welcome to close your eyes. Listen to the body. Tune into whatever the body wants to experiment with in the breath or in the moment. Inhaling through the nose. Lips stay together as you exhale with that ha breath. Lips are together. Maybe just one more. The next time those hips are down, let's let the knees sway left and right. And the range of motion could be pretty big. We've already worked on loosening the hips and the low back a lot. You may even want to experiment with taking your arms in the opposite direction of the knees. As those knees twist to the left, reach both arms over to the right. Inhaling through center, both knees to the right, reach the arms over to the left and look to the left as well. So you want to look in the direction of your arms to prevent injury. That's going to follow just a natural energetic chain of movement. They call it the arthrokinetic chain. It's how are the bones moving in relation to the energy that's being sent through your muscles. Knees to the left, arms to the right, looking to the right, inhaling through center, knees to the right, arms to the left, looking to the left. Let's do just one more to each side. Notice if it feels easier or if you're having more of a yummy stretch on one side versus the other. Once you feel that this stretch just evened out for your body, let's roll to one side, slowly press up, and let's get our body prepared for standing. Coming into all fours is an option as we make our way safely up to standing. Moving slow so as to prevent dizziness or disruptions to your blood pressure. Let's take one foot forward, maybe a hand on the knee, tuck the back toe. Bringing the other leg up, we can establish a firm base with our feet at any width where you feel balanced. Let's place our hands on the thighs with the knees bent. Push the hips back behind you, creating a flat back expression. Again, this is with any width with your feet, flat back expression. Inhale, lifting the chin just a little bit, looking forward, reminiscent of cow pose, standing cow basically. Exhaling, pulling the tailbone under, straightening the arms. Let's drop the head, tucking the tailbone down. Inhaling, flipping our hips back, lengthening out the spine, opening the throat. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, contracting the abdomen and dropping the head. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhale with that ha sensation. So you might actually push that breath out with that ha sound. Go ahead and experiment with it. There's a lot of power in sound. Ha. Now, you could also try that ha expression, but keep your lips together. One more. Making sure there's lots of mobility and lots of blood, healthy blood pumping to your hips and your low back before we increase the effort in this. Let's walk the hands up, coming into a standing position with our bodies. Take the feet out to the width of your pelvis bones. So if you come out to hips width, that could be a little too wide for the next few poses that we're gonna do. I recommend better to have the feet a little more narrow for the beginning of this sequence than to have them too wide. Of course, there are always exceptions. If you have been advised by a physician or a chiropractor not to do something, please listen to their professional opinion. Let's soften our knees. Step your left foot back a very casual stride and bend the right knee. Inhaling, sweeping the arms straight up overhead, warrior one pose. From here, let's take our arms behind us, palms forward, pull back through the elbows. Exhaling, placing the hands at the low back. Let's take the right arm over the left arm. As we inhale, practicing an expanding breath with chest expansion. For that expanding breath, breathe into your heart. Big inhale. Pull the ribs up. Exhale. There's going to be a little bit of a retraction or a little crunch in your abdomen. Inhaling into the center of the chest. Pulling the ribs up. Exhale. There's a little contraction. One more. Big breath in. And then exhale. Let's take an inhale. Bring the arms overhead. Straight up into warrior one. On the exhale, swan dive down, placing both hands on your right leg, pushing the hips back a little bit like cow pose again. We can keep a bend in that right knee, especially if you're having any pain in your back, your hips, or your spine. I recommend keep that right knee bent. It could be the safer place for the body. Now, as an alternative to experiment with this pose, you could start to straighten that right leg a little bit. So both legs are straight here. It's okay to keep a little kink, a tiny micro bend in the knees. That will encourage healthy circulation. And in yoga, there's a belief that where there is a healthy flow of blood, a healthy flow of fluids, healthy flow of electrical impulses, that means that you're also going to have a healthy circulation of thoughts and ideas through your body as well. From here, let's inhale deep into the chest. And maybe we hold it here, or exhale, start walking the hands down towards the floor. Shake your head yes. Turn it left and right. Maybe shake the head yes again. We want to be absolutely sure the back of the neck and the base of the skull are completely soft. Exhale with a big ha breath. 2 more like that. Stay there. The bigger the ha, the more that you release that jaw, the more potential there is to release the low back and to relax the muscles in your spine. When you're ready, let's slowly bring our hands up to the shin and then to the thigh. Pause for a moment. Push your hips back. Let's keep our left hand on the right thigh and take the right hand to the low back. Press back into that left heel, straight leg. Maybe add in a little more of a bend to the right knee. On the next inhale, we're swiveling at our waist, twisting towards the right. Let's look over the right shoulder. Bring your left shoulder down and in towards your knee, and then pull that right shoulder back. Traditionally, we do look over the shoulder, but we could always look a little more in alignment with your heart or your sternum. You could even look down at the right foot, just noticing what the neck or the shoulders and back prefer. This is not so much meant to twist your neck as much as we want to detox and flush out the gut today. Now, holding it here, you're going to exhale all the way, and on the count of 3, act surprised. Let's try it together. 1 inhale, and now exhale all the way. Pause right there. 1, 2, 3, surprise and hold. Just a quick surprise. Now turn a little more. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Now release it forward. Easy does it. Good. From here, let's step our left foot forward, having the feet at the width of the hips, or maybe a little more narrow than that. Bending the knees deep. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Stand nice and tall. Turning the palms behind us. Let's look down or forward. Start to shift forward and back in the feet, just a tiny bit. Web out the toes like a duck. We want to be sure that there's as much surface area in the feet covered as much as possible to distribute weight so that there's less pressure, less strain on the bones and muscles in the feet. At some point, we might want to shift forward with those toes spread and hover those heels just a little bit above the ground, just enough to swipe a credit card under your feet. Just a little credit card swipe, not too high. Pull up from your elbows and ribs, maybe straighten the arms a little more. Big inhale, reach from the armpits. And now exhale, drop your heels and release the hands. Let's check the alignment of our feet, seeing that the toes are forward, narrow, just a little bit narrow of a stance, pelvis width inside the frame of the hips. Let's step our right foot back, casual stride, not too far back at all. Easy does it on this. We really want a short stride because when we start to twist, it's going to give us more space in the joints for bone mobility. If your stride is too long, it's going to compress the delicate tissues and nerves in your body. So for this, less is more. You're going to get more out of this with a conservative stance. Let's keep a bend in that left knee, straighten back through that right heel, Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, take those elbows to a bend and pull them back. Let's take the hands behind us. This time stacking the left arm over the right. Chest expansion with a big expanding breath in your heart. Feeling as if the breath is in the very center of your chest. Let's inhale, big inhale through the nose. Pull the ribs up, maybe even lift the chin. And now exhale. You're going to feel a little bit of a retraction in those ribs. Inhale, open up. Spine extension with expansion across the heart. And now exhale. The color of this energy is green. As you inhale, big breath in. See an emerald green light all around your body. And now exhale. From here, let's inhale, take the arms away, reach them up. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana Eka. It means warrior one. Virabhadrasana Eka. From here, as we exhale, let's swan dive, arms to the side, push the hips back, placing the hands on the thigh. We could keep a bend in the knee before we descend, before you reach a little lower. That is going to be safer to keep a bend in the knee. You could also straighten that leg and then use the exhale to guide the body down towards the earth. Inhaling in through the nose. Heavy exhale from the throat. Maybe even a big sigh of relief. Let's relax our head. No matter where we are, let's shake it yes. Turn it left and right. Shake it yes again. Feeling like the back of the neck, the base of the skull, all of these places are stretching just a little bit, opening to release tension. Let's try a few ha breaths here with an audible exhale. Relax the jaw, release tension in your hips. Big inhale. Shake that head out. Two more. Last one. Now, as it feels right to your body, let's bring our hands to the shin. Little bend in the knee. Bring the hands up to the thigh. Both hands to the thigh. Flipping the hips back, flat back, and maybe straightening the arms a little bit. So we're creating a nice flat spine here with a dip in the low back as much as possible. Let's keep our right hand on that left leg, taking the left hand knuckles to the low back, prepping for that twist. Keep pushing back into the right heel. On the next inhale, we're drawing that left shoulder back. Push into the inside blades of your feet and maybe even act surprised here. Pulling up through the pelvis, we twist at the navel, twisting to the left. Maybe feeling your right shoulder moves forward or your right shoulder is going over the left thigh. We can look over that left shoulder in alignment with the heart or down at the floor. Inhaling into that upper left lung. Let's hold it here. We're going to practice that flushing, that little contraction with that 1, 2, 3 surprise breath. So exhale all the way. 1, 2, 3 surprise. Belly in and up. Navel in and up real tight. Twist a little more. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 3, 2, 1. And now slowly come around. We want to slowly unwind that spine, especially if there was a lot of energy in that twist. We don't want it to snap like a broken rubber band. From wherever you are, inhale, bring those arms up gently. Let's step forward, hands to the heart. Feet are close together here. Inhaling, sweep the arms overhead. Maybe keep a bend in the elbows. Palms can be in or back behind you. Let's shift forward and back. Toes spread, center of gravity work. Option to come forward and lift those heels just a tiny bit, practicing moderation. In yoga, there is a practice of moderation called brahmacharya. Brahmacharya. The translation is actually walk with God or walk with your spirit. Notice, what does your spirit want for you in this? Chances are it doesn't want to be up on the tippy toes. You can be levitated and keep your heels slightly anchored to the earth. On the next inhale, maybe we come up a little higher, but not too much. We want to keep the energy anchored in the physical body. Pull up through your ribs. Breathe into the chest. One more inhale. And now exhale, drop the heels, lower the hands. Let your whole body kind of shake out. So we're getting ready to go into some balancing postures now. If you know that you want to get close to a wall or maybe grab a chair, go ahead and do so. Our balancing pose today is dancer's pose. And I'm using my chair for dancer's pose today. Let's see. So you can most certainly stand behind your chair, having access to both legs this way, or you can position your frame so that you have part of your body, your side body, into the chair for support. No matter where you choose to position yourself, you'll be able to get access to the pose and into the hip muscles here. So I'm going to face my chair for this one, and you'll be able to get a side profile of what my legs are doing here. From wherever you are, soften the knees and let's step into our right foot, keeping the toes webbed out. Maybe roll to the inner and outer blade of the foot, even shift forward and back. We just want to be sure that the body has an opportunity to send messages from the sole of the foot all the way up to our brain. And then there needs to be a biofeedback loop. There needs to be information that goes back from the brain to the body for balance. So let's feel that the weight is equally distributed in the foot, as centered as possible. Lifting our left knee, we're pointing that left toe and sweeping that foot back. And I'm just going to lean forward into my chair a little bit. Leaning forward into the chair. I'm going to take my elbows onto mine. From here, we're taking our left hand and we're sweeping it back and around with the thumb down. We may be able to reach or hold onto the outside of our left ankle here. If you're not holding onto the ankle, it's okay. It's just an imaginary reach. Just keep reaching back. You're going to open your left chest a little bit, maybe open that left hip a little bit to get that grasp on that ankle if it's more comfortable. Now press your ankle into your hand and the hand into the ankle, and you'll start to lift that knee, coming into dancer's pose. Some people even refer to this as a standing half bow pose. Bow pose is a common pose. We usually do it on the ground on our stomachs. So this is very similar to that, except we're standing. Inhale into that upper left lung. Imagine that breath is big in the center of your chest and pushing to the left lung. Find that exhale from your throat. Just one more. When you're ready, slowly come up to standing. Release that leg and ankle. Let's kick off that right foot, maybe even circle the right ankle. And then let's do the other side. From standing with our hands on top of our chair, our knees are soft. Let's first roll to the inner and outer blade of the left foot. Shift the weight forward and back. Give the body time to interpret the sensations and the messages that come from weight bearing into that left leg. Eventually standing on that left leg, this is our pillar of support. We're lifting the right knee and pointing the right toe. Sweeping that right foot back. We might want to hold it right here, and you could practice taking your hands off the chair here. Option to take the right hand, thumb down. We're sweeping it back, reaching for the outside of that right ankle. Again, we might want to hold it here. You could practice letting go with that left hand. You could even lean it forward a little bit. We're pressing our foot into our hand and our hand into our foot, opening up the right lung and the right upper chest region. Let's breathe to that right side of the chest. Heavy exhales. Feel that breath center itself in your heart and then push to the right with the breath. Maybe just one more big inhale. When it feels right for your body, slowly come out of the pose. Let's ground that energy in both feet. Give the body a sense of being fully supported. Both feet grounded to the earth. Let's center ourselves with a few flying arms, breathing easy. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, take it back. A couple more. Allow your breath to move from your throat, either with your lips opened or closed. Let your body choose. Inhaling. And then exhaling. When you're ready, go ahead and get your space clear. We are coming down to the floor for a few deep stretches. I'm going to keep my chair nearby in case I want to put my feet up in final relaxation. I've been doing a lot of standing, a lot of sitting at my computer lately, and I know that my body benefits from putting my feet up any chance I get. To safely come down to the floor, we can also use that chair with the hands on the seat and a flat back. Taking one foot back, we lower our knee to the floor and then the other knee down. From there, we can come around into an easy seated position once again. So let's take our feet out in front of us. This time, go ahead and stretch the legs straight out in front of you. Add in a pillow or blanket under your hips for comfort. Let's press dynamically through the heels, flattening the soles of the feet. Maybe put a little bend under the knees so that it doesn't pull on the back so much. Seated staff position. We're working on just a nice tall posture and a strong spine here. When you're ready, inhaling the arms up overhead, big breath in, both arms reaching towards the sky. Extending the arms up and overhead. Maybe even remembering cow pose here. You're gonna pull the belly forward and lift through the heart. Exhale, take those hands down beside you, beside your hips, and then keep leading with the heart while you reach back with the hands, feeling as if the shoulders are pressing back towards your hips. Act surprised, 1, 2, 3, and notice how that gives a little pull up and in through that upper spine. Could be correcting some scoliosis type issues or some kyphotic issues in the spine, which would be rounding in the upper back. Working on improving overall posture here. Inhaling, big breath into the heart. Let the chest lift with that inhale. And now exhale, come forward. Bring the hands onto your thighs and allow the upper back and the head to soften forward. Let's use the next 3 to 5 breaths to soften the energy along our spine and into the back of the lungs as well. Breathing into the low back. The breath is going to build up to the middle back, and then it'll continue to build under our shoulder blades and behind the heart. Exhale, softening the shoulders, the ribs, and the low back and hips. Keeping the feet active, legs engaged. This is still providing a base of support while we soften the spine. A couple more. Inhale, low back, middle back, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, middle back, low back. To safely come up, keep the head hanging down. Gently begin walking the hands in. And we'll stack the spine. Last of all, lifting the head and the neck. Let's bend both our knees. With the toes touching, we will open the knees for butterfly pose, pressing the soles of the feet together in butterfly, and maybe measure the length of your own foot and keep that much length or that much space, a full foot length, your own foot, keep that space between your pelvis and your heels. Some people are able to pull the feet all the way in, and it's not considered wrong to do that, but there is an increased risk of injury because when we pull it in really tight, it can hurt the knee joint over time. So as a precaution, we just say keep those feet away from your hips and pelvis. Let's hold on with the hands, just gently laying the hands over the feet. Inhale, remembering that cow pose, remembering the essence of that posture where the hips go back, the ribs lift, and we look up a little bit. So we're going to do this a little different today in butterfly, going along with our theme of detoxing the body. Here we are today. It is March 1st for us. So we are starting with some spring cleaning before we even think of, gutting out any closets or kitchen drawers. Let's start with our bodies, the most important space that we live in the physical body. So for this today, we have something a little different. Let's come up nice and tall with the spine. Take the right hand over to the outside of your right thigh, and then take your left arm across to that right knee. And if you want, you can add in just a little tug into the outside of that knee with that left hand to get a tiny little twist in your butterfly pose. I'm keeping my right hand on my right thigh. If you feel like it's more comfortable on the floor, you're welcome to put it elsewhere. Looking over the right shoulder, inhale into that upper right lung. Just one more easy breath here. When you're ready, slowly left hand to the feet, right hand to the feet, neutral position for the spine. Inhale, lengthen out, open the throat, lift the head. When it feels right for you, let's go into that twist on the other side, placing the left hand on the left thigh, taking the right hand gently across. So the reach all on its own is starting to stretch under the ribs and underneath the armpit region. We could always add in just a little bit of an extra tug to that, accentuating the twist and the flushing action of this pose. Maybe we look over the left shoulder, breathe into that upper left lung. When it feels right, let's slowly unwind. Easy does it. Coming to center, both hands on the feet. Inhale, neutral spine, lengthen up, lift the chin. Breathe easy into the center of the chest. Maybe close the eyes, maybe let the head come down. Let's bow the head and slowly come to neutral, straightening out the legs. Let's shake off our legs and move our feet around. All right, from here, we're coming down onto the floor for final relaxation and meditation. To safely come down, we might want to bend our knees and let them sway over to one side. And then we could guide our body down into a side lying position. From here, rolling onto our backs and maybe putting your feet up on a chair or a pillow. We only really need to get the ankles or feet as high as the chest. And that is enough to promote the energies in the body that help improve circulation. From wherever you are, maybe let those hands lay out to the side, palms up. You could put them on your belly if that's more comfortable. And sometimes the body, all on its own, sometimes it just wants to do something different. So you could have both arms up or one arm up. You could have one leg off to the side. Just tune into whatever your body's personal preferences are right now. And remember, you can move anytime you want. You don't have to force yourself to be still. In fact, it's really common as we come to this point in the class that some energy channels may have opened. There may have been some blockages because of energy or because of even just overall circulation in the body and organ function. And it might cause us to feel a little fidgety, and that's okay. When you're ready, just allow yourself to embrace some comfort. So maybe it's not stillness, but move towards comfort. Let's revisit counting the breath, and let's revisit that 3-part energy in the front of the lungs. Inhaling down to the belly, through your ribs and up to your heart. Exhaling, relax the heart, the ribs, and the belly. Go ahead and maybe count it in your mind. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. So for the next 2 quiet minutes, I invite you to coach yourself through those 3 counts. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. Exhale from the throat and keep the lips together. And just focus on staying with your breath in each moment. If your mind wanders, that's normal. Just bring it back to the inhale. Find that in-breath in your belly and count 1, 2, 3 at the heart. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Notice any little gaps or pauses, any opportunities to observe space in that breath. Let's practice this for about 2 quiet minutes. Now, wherever you are with this breath, I just invite you to let the breath be casual, let it be at ease. And when it feels right for you, bring the hand onto your chest, over your heart. As we are closing our practice today, breathe into your heart space, breathe in the color green, breathe out the color gold. Inhaling green, enhancing our ability to give and receive unconditional love. Exhaling gold, this radiates a healthy auric field. And for those of you who maybe have a spiritual practice, it's the radiation or the projection of your true self, your higher self. From here, we can close together today. I thank you all for joining me in our practice. Namaste, everybody. Go enjoy your beautiful day and go have fun.